Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Behind the Group podcast. I am DJ Keo.
And I am Basil Barrington, and we are back. Today, we are going to review Will. This is a Netflix original film. It's created in 2023, but it was released in 2024. IMDb thus far gave it a 6.9. I think
That
that's
seems low.
a little low
That's
right
low.
now. You know what I'm saying? Because
That's real low.
it's like I said, it's I really enjoyed the film. Like we were just talking offline how
Mm,
the first 10 minutes. Like,
I was hooked.
how are you,
I was
like,
hooked.
that is the key. Like, let me ask you this question. When speaking about the
hmm
first 10 minutes, as music producers, like the both of us are, right?
hmm
Back in the day, when someone gave you a demo to listen to, how many
Yeah, yeah.
seconds, how many seconds did you take to listen to each track?
It was like 20, 30 seconds.
That's it.
Because you play the intro, like it's like, this is okay. All right,
Yeah.
how's the main
Hmm.
part of the song sound? It's decent. All right, it's a keeper, and then you flick through.
Yeah.
And yeah, you have to make your song sound exciting in the
In
beginning.
the
And
beginning.
for this
Right.
movie, the movie catches you immediately.
Immediately.
When
It's,
when that officer dies, I was like, oh snap.
yeah.
Because they start the movie inside the police station and they're telling everybody what's going on, yada yada. And the chief was like, hey, forget everything when you get out there, forget all that. It's gonna be totally different. Because I didn't know. I knew it was a war movie, but I didn't know what year it was and exactly what was going on, whatever.
Mhm.
And so they get outside, and you're like, "Oh, okay, this is towards the end of World War II,
Yeah.
and like stuff is getting real down here because this guy getting desperate."
Yep.
And then they're wrapping up doing all this other stuff. So I was like, "Oh, okay, I figured out what was going on." And then the officer dies. I was like, "Oh shoot." Oh no, where's going with this? Because these guys, they got home, they look desperate, like they look like they ruined their lives, or whatever.
Yeah.
And for it to end the way it did is crazy. Like I'm not gonna give that away, but
Yeah.
the whole movie is crazy, and you feel honestly, I felt really bad for in this. That's why like the story's so compelling. Like everything was on the line for these guys. Like you feel for them the entire movie. I don't know, like some movies, like some guy becomes a bad guy or whatever. Like I understand the pressure they're under, and so like the brother and like the main guy Will, like both of them, I was like, yo, this. I don't know if I can handle this. Like this, the pressure is crazy.
It's
It's crazy.
very compelling movie. Like like I was saying, so with music, it was just
Mm.
like first 20 seconds. If there's nothing there to
So
get
yeah.
me, then I'm going moving on. With movies,
Mm,
right? What's happening
mm,
in the first 10 minutes? Are they trying to grab you in on the first 10 minutes? That is
yeah.
very key when it comes to movies, right? Films and everything else. It's just like the first 10 minutes, new TV series. How are they like
Mm,
pulling you in? If, there are like a
mm.
lot of movies that I watch and the first 10 minutes, I'm just like, I don't know what's going on here. I'm not interested. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
here,
You're
the,
like,
the
I don't
first 10
care.
minutes, right?
Like that's the worst thing is like I don't care. I
Right.
don't
The
care what
first 10
happens.
minutes here, I was totally into it, dude. And this joint was
Mm,
it was shot pretty well too. I mean, if you really think about it, we were
mm.
also talking offline and I was asking you if you thought that this had like an art house sort of flavor to it. And it does.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It had like the pianist or what is the piano? I forgot that movie. Like it had a vibe of one of those like a classic
Oh,
art
you mean
house
with
type movie.
Adrian Brody?
Yeah, yeah. Was it the
Yeah, the
pianist? I can't
pianist.
remember.
Yeah, that was a great
Yeah,
movie,
yeah, yeah.
dude.
That's another great movie. But like it had the vibe of that kind of thing.
Yeah,
But like this is a foreign film.
almost like a Schindler's List, huh?
Yes.
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah, exactly,
Right. Uh huh.
exactly. But like this is a foreign film, and man, like it was good. It's good.
It was really
You're
good.
If you start watching this movie, and it's on Netflix, so it's not hard to find it. If you start watching this movie, you're gonna finish it and you're
Yeah.
gonna like it. You're gonna get 2 thumbs up.
It's an hour
Like
and
that's
50
it.
minutes long. It looks great. I mean, the stylizing of the entire film is dope.
Dude, it
You
was
can tell
rough.
that they shot it in Europe. They shot it in Belgium and also Germany
Yeah.
because we just don't have that sort of architecture here in America anywhere. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. Well, that's the funny thing because I was thinking about when I was watching it. I was like, all those buildings were there back in 1942.
Yeah.
It wasn't like we got to do a whole set or whatever. Like, no, all those things are still there.
Yeah.
All of those buildings were there, and all of the stuff probably happened in 1942
Right.
around this area.
And
That is the crazy part. So
yeah.
you had the underground tunnels all still there, the houses with the background panels and the wallet all there. They didn't have to build nothing. Everything was there.
Yeah.
You just had to go find it. That's
Pretty dope, man.
nuts.
You want to give a brief overview, then we can like get into it.
So basically, the story is about two police officers that they got started. Like they just finished the course. It's like 2-week course, and their first day on the job, this officer, high ranking officer from the Nazi party, whatever, Germany. Let's keep it the YouTube friendly. From Germany, he decides that, hey, I need an escort to go arrest
Right.
some Jewish people. So he grabs two random guys walking down, two random police officers walking down the street, and they go to arrest the Jewish family, and everything goes awry when the German officer accidentally gets killed. He runs into a pole and he gets his head split open,
Wow.
and hijinks ensue after that because they're trying to cover it up, and then they start telling people about what happened, and so the story gets bigger. There's a lot of stuff that happens. It's so crazy, and when you're watching it, you're thinking about like, could I handle this if I was on the job? Like, can I allow people to get tortured or just anything else happen to them? Can I just stand there and watch it? I'm like, am I gonna do something about it? I'm gonna join the resistance. Like you start thinking about a lot of stuff, and it's a compelling movie. From it's a simple story, and it's a compelling movie because like you put yourself in their shoes instantly, and because they're rookies, they haven't done anything, they don't know what they're doing. It's fascinating, man. I'm gonna put it like that. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie.
Yeah. It was so it's really during the Second World War, so you're talking
That's like
about
2 years before it ended, I think.
right, maybe even sooner because the Antwerp is like the largest port in Europe, right? So the Nazis had it first, and then the Americans came and got it, and then
Yeah.
during Normandy, right? They tried to go back and get it, but they were like just totally destroyed. So that's the sort of story right there. So it's really like the Nazi occupation and the resistance, right? And then you have all these people who are in the police force, a lot of them anyway, not all of them, that are resistance fighters, and they're there to like protect Jews and things of that nature. But
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
the Germans are there and they're occupying Antwerp, they also blended in with the population in terms of going to bars, partying,
Well, like
restaurants, things of that nature.
they're there, right? They're Would
Yeah.
he say that he's sorry that he was occupying his country? Like they're everywhere. Like they're
Yeah.
part of your life right now.
Yeah, for real,
And
man.
they got full authority to grab police officers, do whatever they want, arrest people. So it's a compelling story. I'll put it like that, man.
Yeah.
And there's some scenes that was rough. I'll put there were some scenes that was rough.
When old boy
With
had
the
him in
hot
like some
water
sort of
thing.
oh my goodness, like what is like
Ah.
when they went into this one specific neighborhood and they were taking all the Jews out of their homes and putting them in the back of a truck.
Yeah.
And this one guy was like, it is no way that I am going to let these Nazis take me and then do whatever. So he killed this whole family, and then when they knocked on the door,
Oh,
he was like, boom, I'm
that
dude, like, I'm
that
done.
was crazy.
Right.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for that. I'm like, oh damn. And then the
Yeah.
camera pans over. I'm like, oof.
So
I was not ready for that.
so the movie really was centered around Will, Yvette, Gregor, and uh the Shit's Fool or whatever his name is. I'm
Yeah,
chopping the
whatever his
name up.
name. The guy had a
Right.
crazy name, man.
Yeah, the guy with the beard,
That dude,
the
dude with
artist.
the
He likes
glasses, he had a
art and
crazy
everything
name.
else. You know, he gave old boy an art gallery, an art studio to like, you know, start creating art and the whole nine. You know, that was a really cool twist. But I wish they had explored that a little bit more. But I'm okay with them not doing it. But it would have been really interesting to see, like, okay, this guy really
Yeah.
is a creative, but he's like stuck in, you know, this war, you know, this occupation of
Yeah.
his
They
homeland.
didn't really touch on, like, they said the art thing was there, but like
Yeah,
they didn't really touch on it.
right.
Like it helped him because with the house, and you know he smuggled the family into the house, but like that's as far as it went, really.
Mhm.
And that was another scene. I was like, oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the wife. I was like, I didn't expect that. I
Well,
saw
wait,
it. I was like,
was
what's
that
going on here?
I could have sworn, was that Yvette who killed him?
No, that was the wife from
Of the
from the
guy.
beginning of the
Okay, cool. All
movie.
right, cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
she,
yeah,
man,
yeah.
she had something in her arm and her sleeve
Yeah, she came out here like, take that. Like,
and then put it in his temple, and the next thing you know, he just bled out. I was like, and the thing about it is this, right? So you have a lot of you have some murder scenes, right? I mean, and again,
yeah,
this is the occupation of your homeland by the Nazis, right? So there are resistance fighters, right? And they have to kill
yeah,
people. You know, you're in war.
yes.
People are gonna die, right? So,
Well,
but
because
some of
the
these,
thing is though, it's
mhm,
the live or not live. Like
yeah,
you don't have any options. Like you got to go for it. Like
yeah,
that's what it is.
yeah.
Like
I
yeah,
like how this movie was shot. Like I said, I
yes,
like how it
yeah,
was
yeah.
stylized. It sort of reminded me of an art house sort of film. The
hmm
aspect ratio was 4:3.
That was surprising. I didn't expect that, but like I liked it because you got to see more on the top and the bottom,
Yeah.
and it was that's I think that's the other factor for why it felt like a art house kind of thing, just
Mhm.
the way it was shot.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it
it's
was done pretty
interesting.
well. What about old boy like when Will was like drinking all the schnapps? Dude,
The peach schnapps.
that was my drink coming up. Peach schnapps. I was just like, it's
That stuff was good, man.
the most sugary, you know, that joint had mass sugar in it for
It's
real.
grade A sugar.
You know, for
And
real.
yeah, that the see because he told everybody where the body was, like an idiot.
Yeah.
That was like it set the wheels in motion then when he kept drinking.
Yep.
But like yo, the thing is though, like I when I saw that, I was like, that's a lot. He's under pressure. Like he's got this enormous secret that will get him and his family killed for. And you know, now I got socialized with these guys now. Like he like you could tell like he didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
Like and
E-
then the guy's dancing with their girl. Like I just like, oh, you could tell like he did
and you know
not
what
want to be
happened
there.
after that because he wasn't letting her go. Yvette, to me, I mean,
Mhm.
in the beginning, I thought she was just like a sort of loose sort of woman, you know. But
Yeah,
come to
yeah,
find
yeah.
out,
She's
she
like,
was like a resistance fighter, and that's what she sort of did. You
mhm,
know, she hid, you know, like Jews. She also
mhm.
like, you know, she was helping. You know, she was just trying to get these occupiers out of her homeland, out of her home city. So, but you know, in the
Yeah.
beginning, I didn't know what her deal was because I just thought she was just some sort of a, you know, just the town woman.
Just
You know what I'm saying?
annoying chick that's
Right.
just doing stuff.
You know, but yeah,
Doing too much.
I kind of really like this film, man, because again, the
Mhm.
characters, the main characters were compelling. Gregor was
Yeah.
compelling. Will was compelling. Yvette became
Yeah.
compelling, right?
I have to say, like the SS officer guy, like whoever that guy was,
Mhm.
he's a scary villain. Like he's because like he knew everything.
You're talking about
And so like you
the guy
don't
with the guy with the goatee?
no the guy that was
Gregor. His name is
uh
Gregor.
Is it
Yeah,
Gregor?
his name is
I
Gregor.
forgot his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude.
Hmm.
Because he knew everything that was going on and
Yeah.
he's just toying with him the whole movie.
Toying with them,
And
man, for
so
real.
like it's like Inglorious Bastards, like you know, like that dude in there. Like he's just he knows everything, but you don't know if he know what he knows or why or when. So like he's just toying with people, and it's creepy and scary at the same time. But he's a good villain. He's a great villain.
The way they ended this film, does it feel like they're gonna come back with something or what?
To tell more of the story, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Because the event's done for. Well, a lot of these guys are all done for. But like that was an impossible situation for him because he could tell her the truth, and then they're gonna kill him and his whole family and her, or he could lie to her, and then they're just gonna break the relationship up.
Yeah.
Which that's the decision he had to make. And that's tough. That's real tough. But I think he made the right decision.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Definitely.
I'll be honest. He made
But
the right decision.
Yvette ended up killing herself because you know what, she was like, "Nah, I am not being captured by these Nazis. Once they know that I am a resistance fighter, I know what's going to happen to
it's
me.
over.
They're going to torture me,
over.
and they're going to do any and everything that they're known for doing when they roll into cities. That's well documented. So she was
You're
like,
not safe.
she was like, no. She like put herself in the path of a train and got ran over, dude.
That was rough.
That was rough,
This is the thing. Like a lot of this stuff in the movie is some things are shocking and other things are just like, oh my god. But I understand. Like that's the thing. Like I understand. I agree with it. That makes total sense. There was nothing in there where I was like, oh, that's dumb. Like no one would do that. Like everything was like, I agree. I understand.
Yeah,
And it's tough.
This is a solid movie, man. It was written really well. There was absolutely no walking and talking. Absolutely no walking and talking.
Dialogue was warranted, and people were saying things that were important. That's a good movie,
right?
Because like you don't have the extra stuff in there. They're just talking about, hey, I had pizza today. Like I don't want to hear all that.
Yeah,
like get to it. Tell the plot properly.
And I was thinking, I was like, man, this is a great film. I watched it last night, and I was just like, had my little drinks going on, had my other stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, had the fireplace going on, and I'm like, dude, this is a great evening movie to watch. Set up everything, get your popcorn, get your drinks, whatever you do when you watch movies at the crib. And sit down and watch this joint and turn the lights down a little bit because it's not dark, but it looks a lot better in the dark. You know what I'm saying?
It does look better. Like, yeah.
Right?
Because there's a lot of stuff at night, and it just looks better.
It looks better, yeah. Better. This is I thought, I had this on my list, and I asked you if you had watched the trailer and you watched it, you were like, let's check it out. It's almost like All Quiet on the Western Front, it's almost, it's almost like that. I'm just like, this, and you know what you're getting. Listen, every foreign film that we watched since we've been doing the Behind the Blue podcast,
except for the British one, we got to take that one out.
Which one?
I don't count that as foreign, right?
Which one is that?
The last movie, The Kitchen.
The Kitchen was terrible, dude. Stop it. Come on.
It's technically foreign.
It's technically foreign. Okay.
It's awful.
And also with the exception of that, and also the exception of that
non-West. We'll put the caveat: non-Western foreign movies.
Yeah, and because we also have to put that hacking movie. Where the girl was like, where they were hacking. It was just like, come on, dude. They were hacking. They were hacking buses and things like that. That was our worst movie last year or 2 years ago. I can't. It was the worst movie. I can't even remember the name. So I'm just like, okay. It's a terrible, man. So we are talking about Will. This is a Netflix original film. Go check it out. Keo, what are you gonna rate Will?
I give it a 9. It was good. It was really good.
Yeah.
And like you cared about all the characters in it, and when stuff was happening to them, like you feel it, like you felt it in your chest, like oof, that sucks. Like so I give it a 9, like solid.
Yeah, man. 9. I'm also giving this a 9 too because first of all, it was a sleeper. I don't understand like how I don't understand like Netflix has a great YouTube channel. You can see all the trailers and everything. I had no idea that Netflix is putting out a Popeye movie that Will Smith is gonna like star in. Like
what?
Yes, Popeye. Yeah, and you know what else they're releasing? you're not gonna believe this, dude. Good Times, animated.
Yeah, I
Like
heard
Good
about that.
Times.
I watched
Remember
the
Good
Did you watch
Times?
the trailer?
I watched the
Did you
trailer. I
watch the
was like,
trailer?
I may have to just watch this just to, just to gig on it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm giving this a 9 because this joint looked great. The story was excellent. The main characters were like awesome. And there was no walking and talking, and it was really compelling. And it was such a sleeper film. And within the first 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes into the film, probably around the 6 or 7 minute mark, I was already in. I was in it. I was like, I'm into this. And I just watched it. And I was like, yo, this is pretty cool. And so when I woke up this morning, I actually ended up watching it again as I was drinking my coffee. And I was like, this is a great film. This is
a good movie.
Netflix has to do a better job, and they don't have to, but they should. They need to do a better job at marketing some of this stuff. I think what they do is they say, you know what, I'm gonna grab this here. I'm gonna buy this film, and then you guys who own the film, you got to do the marketing.
Yeah. Like that's the problem with Netflix is that there's a lot of really good movies in there, but they're at the bottom somewhere.
Yeah,
and you're never gonna find it.
never.
Like I never heard of this movie until you told me about it. I'm like, oh, that's crazy.
And they don't do a great job at categorizing their films either. I mean, they'll say, because you watch this, look at this, and it's just like, but it's not sci-fi, so it's kind of weird, but you got to really dig to find stuff because they don't just put it on your radar up front. So it's all about the algorithms. Like you've been watching all this stuff for like a year. So all the new stuff, they're not even going to show you because it's not, based on your viewing history. So they got to get better with that, man. We are talking about Will. This is a Netflix original film. Go check it out. Again, it is on Netflix. We both gave it a 9. Excellent film. Go check it out.
Good movie.
Yes. Yep. Well, there you have it. Thanks for checking out another episode of the Behind the Groove podcast. I am Basil Barrington.
I am DJ Keo.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And until next time, peace.
All right.